Hey guys, Lucid, welcome back. My Irish coffee, Russian coffee, sorry, because it's a vodka, not whiskey, is running low, which means probably towards the end of this recording session for the day. And I'm getting very close to getting caught up. I think I started recording turn 12 or something, and I've made it up to turn 38 in one day. That's a lot of recording. So cheers to Oleg and Bebe. Turn 38, let's see what we got. More probably sitting haplessly on top of Kalem Forts, or do we perchance actually win? Do we dare? Do we dare to win? You can see we're splitting our troops up some. Yes. Yes. Send those javelins and the rocks into the back line. Yes. Do it, damn it. Go forth, my Peltasts. Do not be afraid. You can conquer these long dead and air mages. God, when you fight with these guys, you just feel like there's a clock ticking, and the clock ticking is we're about to run in 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's like, you know you have to win the battle before your guys start running like little fuckers. Like, look at them! They're starting to run. Those little bitches. It's like a massive victory, and people are like hauling the fuck out of there. Get me out of here. There we go. I mean, look, if I were a Peltast, I would probably run too, because fuck being a Peltast. But anyway, we took it. We took it. We lost, like, you know, 500 gold in Peltasts. Killed a bunch more, like way more in value of their stuff. So this actually was a decent trade. Like, we traded gold efficiently to take a fort. Not if you factor in all the times we failed before, but hey, look, who's counting those? It's a new day. Got some air gems. Very nice. We need air gems a lot. We got some PD. Lost some Dominion. We're still broken the fort on top of whatchamacallit. And we see Lanka continue to mass board our troops. Now the thing is, if you're gonna keep doing this, it's like you probably should, like, usually you don't want people here like this. Like, here's his god, it's a man-eater. Usually, like this, I know you're gonna attack me, dude. It's kind of like just do it. I really would like to take Kalem before he attacks me, though. That would be super ideal. I don't know if I figured this out yet. No, I don't think I have. But we are going to figure it out, probably this episode. That the only way we have a chance of super combating against Kalem is if we're size 6. And the only way we're going to be size 6 is if we get these guys who are size 5 and we put a Crown of Titans on them. And that will make them size 6. So those are going to be the only way to super combatant inside Kalem. And then we need like 40 shock resistance. So we need the copper plate, we need the storm spool. I mean, not ideal. Anyway, we're building a temple here, and we're continuing on with the great plan of Dom killing. We're preaching. The other thing that's happening, even if I'm not getting rid of these last 2 candles here, I'm gonna be... Their capital isn't going to be spreading Dominion out from it. So any Dominion they have in these lands is going to pretty quickly, like within turns, get pushed out. In theory. So anyway, we're coming in, we got another big army, we're going to go put them on top of Kalem. And if I combine these armies, I may have enough. Like with these guys all coming in, with these guys all coming in, to finally, like push through with just enough troops that I don't give a fuck about a lightning storm. I mean, Thunderstrike or any of the air elementals or whatever it is they're going to do. If I have enough troops, just by sheer quantity of chaff, we can overcome. We also have archers in this fort, so we're probably going to be making some of them. I think that's it. All right, boys. Next turn, or let's check out going to, okay, next turn. Turn 39. Here we go. Man, I'm about out of free space. Hard drive. I've got to actually. Thing is, when you have these unprocessed videos, they end up taking so much space. I've got like 2 terabytes of hard drive space, and I've got like only maybe a few hundred gigabytes left. A message from Machaka. The worms are dead. Okay, so I think I had asked everybody for an update on their diplomacy, like what's been happening. Because I kind of, if you're not my neighbor, I don't really know what's happening to you. And even if you're my neighbor, I probably still don't know. So this is going to be kind of a diplomatic update episode. So a message from Machaka. The worms are dead. After a short war with the demons to their north, they asked the demons for peace. Afterwards, the worms sent all their forces against me, their peaceful neighbor, and they were foolish to trust the words of the demons, and their land was soon invaded again, when their armies were far away. I can only imagine it was from cowardice, but their armies remained to harass my lands and did not return to defend their own people, which seems to be a common trait in my games. They fell to arrow and spear. The lucky were eaten by our god. That's actually pretty well written. Cheers, Machaka. From Kalem. Kalem is now down to just the fortress of Kalem. Thank you for your help. Remember, Mekone is the killer of Kalem and should be focused as he is huge. It's a bit of an exaggeration. People already lost their capital. I'm only the owner of one. But so be it. We will allow Kalem propaganda for now. From now on, we do not expect any more help, but do feel we have a solid 2 or 3 more turns in us. Please attack Mekone ASAP. And maybe by miracle, the birds won't go extinct. Your faithfully feathered ally, Kalem. It's a nice message. And then a message from Roos. Bobo finds strange things and travels. Big, golden. Seat of fire is warm to the touch, but not burning. So Bobo think, what could go wrong? And sit in chair. Suddenly, the almighty bear father flow through him into seat. And Bobo feel, as though important connection was made with world. Bobo also quite amused at warm seat. Oleg is now looking into ways of mass-producing warm seat magic, is very comfortable in cold night. And that is that. We have finished now, I forget, all at 7, so we have mass protection, which is another important criteria for invading Kalem. If I have 700 troops and mass protection, how are you going to kill me with what you have in there while I'm shooting arrows at you? Just another question that needs answering. And it appears Lanka has indeed decided to attack us now. Enchanted Well. So Lanka attack. This is a spell you don't see that often because it's pretty overpriced, but I'll just show it to you. It is. So I'm gonna tell by the cost because it's like 40 something. Yeah, Horde from Hell. So it's a Blood 5 spell, and it's you need Blood 4. I mean, it's a Blood 5 in research. You need Blood 4 to cast, and it's 44 slaves. And it's decent in that it's pretty good as a remote attack goes. Like pretty high success. I can't even talk. Pretty high success chance. My mouth is dry from this Russian coffee. It's not the alcohol. It's something else. But you can see they do a pretty good job sniping the commander. And then once the commander's dead, then everybody runs. And the imps have really high attack density. It doesn't look like we have that many, but it's 6 per tile, so they end up doing kind of okay in combat. And these claws are 2 attacks, so if they're not heavily armored troops, they do better. But anyway, you can see we did okay. Or they did okay. It's against me. So. Um, we drive out some dryads, which is nice. Lanka attacks me here. We can take a look at his pretender and what his bless is. So he has Earth 6, Blood 5. I don't know if this is Fortitude or Strength. I can't remember. Natural Protection and Blood Surge. Really not sure about the Natural Protection. I mean, I guess if you want this as a chassis. Because honestly, I think Lanka's a nation, like, you're going to be doing mass protection. You've already got fire weakness. You really need... And yeah, sure, this is better in the early game, but this isn't really a great... I guess Blood Surge is kind of okay. This just isn't a great bless for Lanka, I don't think. I mean, the Blood Surge is nice. I mean, I can get behind Blood Surge. I mean, Lanka really, you have enough Sacreds, you could totally justify doing Blood Bond. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can do Blood Surge. Really, it's the plus protection. It's like, meh. Because it goes to natural protection. So, like, these guys jump up to 12, so that's like, okay, you don't need... I guess a lot of your guys do have high base natural protection. So with decent armor, they get up to pretty high protection. And then with Mist Form, it's not really going to pop. I'm not really a fan. It's not bad, like... But it's just not really optimal. Anyway. Our guys start running, which is... I mean, you can stop calling us Mekone, and you can start calling us the French. Because we are the masters of tactical retreat. Then he's attacking us here. He's got a bunch of storm demons, which is kind of annoying. A fair amount of Bandar warriors, who I actually really like a lot. So it's kind of cool to see him use. Ghana's in the front line. These guys are on probably fire. He's got a fair amount of Esrapas, which I like a lot too. So it's kind of interesting. He's not doing the Rashaka warrior thing, which I think is normally it's the most valuable of the summons, but if you don't go fire resistance in your bless, it's possibly better to go for these guys. The problem with them is they don't really have high... I mean, I guess you get some mileage out of the 5 natural protection, because you don't really have any diminishing returns, but still, it's just not much protection. These guys are still going to die pretty easily. These storm demons end up causing me some problems, though. And then, I think this is the final battle? We just got a little bit of chaff coming in. I think this is going to be successful, yeah. So anyway, he has, what, 4 attacks against me, and he's 4 for 4. I think they're all successful. This one he lost some chaff, but that was attacking like a really high PD province. We got a good event, so that was nice. Oddly enough, Lanka didn't send me a message attacking me, which... Come on, dude. You're gonna attack me, like, send me a message at least. Don't ghost me. Rude. So at this point, I go into a little bit of diplomatic panic. And I'm messaging... I don't know if I do it here. I do it here. I can't remember if I also do it in Discord. I think I do also do it in Discord. I think I had written this, and then I talked to him in Discord, and then we agreed to peace, and then part of that I was sending him a hammer, but he's trading me gems for it. I'm also going to make him lanterns. But I'll read my message to Satis, because the diplomatic panic I go into is a little... This is a big Satis army. It's important to just appreciate that. And I know to fight off Lanka, and like with how hard this thing is with Kalem, I'm going to need to move troops from this border down south. And I know if I move troops out to fight Lanka, then I'm potentially in trouble here, because you can see these guys just moving in on my capital while I'm like committed over here. So we've got problems. Now, how are we going to deal with this? What I want to convince Satis of is that don't ally with Lanka. Like, if you ally with anybody, like, we have blood nations in the game that we have to deal with. And I'm basically going to explain that here. So, I want to give my lay of the landscape for Diplo in this game. I normally do threat prioritization to try to go after who I see as the biggest threat in the next phase of the game. I attacked Kalem because they were a very big mid-game threat. They're an absolute terror with hundreds of fog weird birds flying around. And they were eating TNN when I attacked them, or that's what I thought. But apparently they weren't. They were just in some conflict. Kalem can really spiral out of control. The next big threats are the Blood Nations. If any of them are big and make it to late game, then they'll probably win. The two most scary of them are probably, and I think it's 2 and then I said 3, so there I go for high IQ. The 3 of them which are most scary are probably Lanka, Zabalba, and Mekone. Niflheim's going to be annoying since he'll put up Illwinter, which is going to piss everyone off. But this will be worse for you since you're cold-blooded. I expect Illwinter in the next 20 turns. Now, these Blood Nations are fine so long as they're small, like 20 provinces, so it might be okay to ally with them. The exception is Lanka, since Lanka can create a terrifying Scalaria-like undead factory. The final threat is Marverni, who can get free spawn and Sacred Boars. We can do some things like keeping them from controlling Mother Oak to dampen that, but turn 60 Infinite Boars is scary. So we're a little bit, what I'm trying to say is like we're on the clock against a lot of these nations. And so I say it's my opinion that normal nations like you, me, Machaka, TNN, and some of the other normal nations only win if we're significantly larger than the aforementioned Blood Nations and Marverni. So I think we need a long-term alliance until Blood and Boars are dealt with. So anyway, that is my position on diplomacy in this game. And anyway, I sent that to him. I sent a message to Marverni. Any chance you want to help take out these undead with me? Lanka has around 2k undead in my lands now and a ton of demons running around. So I'm definitely crying out for help, which can be dangerous because sometimes you call your neighbor to help you and they didn't know you were getting attacked and then they attack you. But fortunately, I've got most of my borders, at least at this time, kind of decently fortified. Message to Machaka. We're very glad the worms have been repelled. We're in some trouble down here with Lanka, since Lanka apparently has thousands of undead already, and has decided that we look tasty. We have some armies to defend, but I'm not sure how it will go. Were you able to secure some of the worm lands for yourself? So seeing if he got any extra land. A message to Satis saying, to Lanka saying, well, it seems you are ready for war now. I like that. Better than Blood Nations that just want to sit and farm in their own borders. Good luck in the wars to come. And I was going to attack him anyway. So, we are going to move for one final finish on Kalem, which may be a bad idea, because if this fails, then I'm kind of in trouble. But there's some good news here. The good news is that it's summer, so he can't cross this river, which is largely like Bandar warriors and Esrapas, which, like, the undead can cross the river, but the Bandars can't. So what that means is I have a predictable move. Like, he only has one province he can go to, which means I can do a PD dump. Now, the other good thing about that is I have mass protection. So we're going to be doing mass protection on top of a PD dump. We're going to be doing flaming arrows, which is going to be nice for our PD. I've got some archers. I've got all sorts of high-quality troops. We're going to spam out Strength of Giants and Legions of Steel. And I expect this to be a very good fight for us. And hopefully, like, best case for me is he takes both of these armies and marches them in here, and I think I can repel both of them. We're going to be getting the hell out of Dodge over here. I'm not sure where everybody's going. We're not going to try... Yeah, we're not going to try to, like, keep every province. We're going to keep some. Like, if these guys move up here, we're going to actually be okay, and we're going to try to fight them. Because these guys are going to be probably strong enough to fight this in conjunction with 30 PD. But like this, we're not going to really hold on to. We are going to be getting some more commanders here so that we can actually move these slingers out, which I think will be pretty important. But anyway, yeah, moving more troops on top of Kalem, and then once we have all of these guys here, hopefully we can take out this last remnant of fuckers inside Kalem, if you'll excuse my French. So that is where we are. It's kind of a tense set of turns. Let's see how it goes. There's some anti-synergy here with mass protection not being great against flaming arrows on my own troops. friendly fire is going to be potentially more of an issue. But having additional armor also helps against flaming arrows. So it kind of cancels out. Because, like, the fire damage is AP, and while you're going to get the fire susceptibility, you're also going to get more armor. So it will blocks. It's bad in net, but anyway. It's better in the sense that you're going to be blocking a lot more of the incoming melee attacks from the enemy. So I think it's worth doing mass protection still. And I don't care about, like, my guys are positioned here to be behind most of the PD. Like, the PD is going to be here, and we're going to be, like, right behind it. So without any further ado, let's get into the meat of the next turn, which, no, we'll do that in the next episode. So, thank you guys. I'll see you then.